My Michigan Health, Midland Business Alliance, and just around our entire community. Our hearts are broken over the loss of Don and Diane Postler-Slattery. You know, we know Diane as a leader, a mentor, a role model, and for so many of us, a friend. Don shared that commitment to helping others. Hopefully, as we move forward, we see the example they set to make a difference. We aspire to help one another. We recognize that we're just given each day, and we need time to connect with those around us. So I would just ask you to bow your heads in silence as we remember Diane and Don. Thank you. Now I would like to ask Greg Crawford of AFLAC forward to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Greg, we so much appreciate your service with the U.S. Army, National Guard, and the United States Army Reserve.
Thanks, Tony. Yes, if you would all please rise. You know how fortunate we are to live in the land of the home and free of the brave for those who served with things that are happening across in other lands. So just thankful for all that we have here in the U.S. and the support that we bring to others. So please, if you'll join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Greg. Now at this point, take time, enjoy your lunch. We're going to get back together in about 10 minutes. So again, thanks for being with us. Continue to enjoy your lunch. But before we get started, we do have several elected and appointed officials we'd like to recognize. I would ask these individuals to please stand as we announce your name. And for the audience, please hold your applause until we've completed the list. Bridget Granston, our Midland County Administrator Controller. Our County Commissioners, Eric Dorian, Jim Geisler, Jeanette Schneider, Gay Twilliger, and County Commission Chair Mark Bone. We also have countywide elected officials, Joe Sova, Midland County Drain Commissioner, J.D. Brooks, Midland County Prosecutor, Ann Maneri, Midland County Clerk, and Myron Green, Midland County Sheriff. Well, also those elected officials in local government, be it township, village, or school board, please stand. Of course, our mayor's here, along with some our city council and city staff, but I'm going to let her get to that in just a minute. So with that, would you please join me in thanking these individuals for their service? Now, I'd like to note that to increase accessibility of today's program for the citizens of Midland, and this is an opportunity for citizens around the Midland, whether if they're not here to join us, which is, we appreciate MCTV and the great work they do. The event will be signed by 2 certified American Sign Language interpreters. So we have Peter Noland and Julie Paletti here with us today as our interpreters. So thanks so much for being here. Next, I'm so fortunate with the Midland Business Alliance to have an outstanding board of directors. And so I would ask any members of the Midland Business Alliance board to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. And then so many of our members who really make this event possible and so many events possible throughout the year. We want to recognize our 2022 Platinum and Diamond level sponsors, thank them for their commitment to the Midland Business Alliance so we can do events like this and be engaged in the community. So please stand if you're representing one of those businesses. Our Diamond sponsors include First State Bank, Beer Line Companies, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Bone and Bailey Insurance Agency, CBM Services, Inc., Corteva AgriScience, Dow, Dow Chemical Employees Credit Union, DTE, DuPont, Fisher Companies, Garber Chevrolet, Huntington Bank, Yiter Insurance Group, IFF, Isabella Bank, Members First Credit Union, Mercury Telecom, Midland Cogeneration Venture, Midland Daily News, My Michigan Health, Outlier, Saginaw Valley State University, Spence Brothers, Three Rivers Corporation, and Trinzio LLC. Thank you to our Diamond level sponsors. And I also want to thank our Platinum level sponsors. And again, if you would please stand if you're representing any of these organizations or institutions: Central Michigan University, Great Lakes Bay Regional CVB, the Great Lakes Loons Dow Diamond, Greater Midland Tennis Center, McLaren Bay Region, Northwood University, Posnack Dyer Kane-Arshevsky Thompson PLC, Stanley Steamer, TriStar Trust Bank, and Wildfire Credit Union. Again, our thanks for your support. And now I'm pleased to welcome Herb Spence of Spence Brothers, our event sponsor for today's State of the City Address. Herb, please. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Spence Brothers is very happy to sponsor this great event featuring Mayor Maureen Donker. I told the mayor I would do my best to get you all moving your minds and your bodies before her address. So I'm going to ask you all to interrupt your meal. I apologize, and please stand up so you can play Which Building Did Spence Brothers Not Build? It should be up on the screen. So our first round, so if you get one wrong, you can sit down and continue eating, but our first round is 3 of these buildings Spence Brothers built during our first 3 generations. Which one was not? If you think we did not build the Chrysler Arena on the top left, raise your left hand. If you think we did not build the Grand Hotel, top right, raise your right hand. If you think we did not build Flint City Hall, bottom left, raise your left foot. If you think we did not build Alpena High School, bottom right, raise your right foot. Safety first, hold on to a chair if you're raising a foot. And the answer is, we did not build the Grand Hotel. So if you raised your right hand, remain standing for the next round. The rest of you get to sit down and keep eating. All right, round two. Which one of these historical landmarks in Midland were not built by the previous generations of Spence brothers? Raise your left hand if you think we did not build the Midland County Courthouse. Your right hand if we did not build the Tridge. Your left leg if we did not build the Dow 2040 building. Or your right leg if we did not build Memorial Presbyterian Church. And the answer is, we did not build the Tridge. But we are very glad our grandfathers and great-grandfathers helped build Midland throughout their generations. If you got this one wrong, please sit down. If you got it right, please remain standing for the next round. Some people are watching the Spence Brothers people who are now sitting, so. In their defense, it was before their time, but. My cousins and coworkers in Spence Brothers' fourth generation have also built major projects throughout the state. But which one of these did we not build? Raise your left hand for SVSU's Pioneer Hall, right hand for the U of M basketball arena expansion, left leg for the NSF International Lab renovation, or your right leg for the wind farm in Huron County. And the answer is, we do not do wind farms, but the other three are all examples of LEED certified buildings based on their sustainability. Spence Brothers has completed more LEED buildings than any other contractor north of Flint. Please sit down and conserve your energy if you got this one wrong. Otherwise, keep standing for the next round. Which one of these Midland projects did our fourth generation of Spence Brothers not build? Left hand for the Great Lakes Bay Regional Trail expansion, right hand for the Midland County Courthouse expansion, left leg for East End, right leg for Dow's Business Service Center. And the answer is, we did not build the trail expansion, but I've been glad to be on the Great Lakes Bay Regional Trail Board, along with Nick Covid from Delta, and that has definitely helped make great trails, connect them throughout the region. So please sit down if you got this one wrong and save your energy for your next bike ride. For those remaining, the next round, more recent and current projects around the state for Spence Brothers, and one we did not build. Left hand for Interlochen Center for the Arts, music building. Right hand, U of M Football Performance Center. Left leg for My Michigan Health Surgical Building in Alma. Right leg for Memorial Healthcare's Neuro Ortho Wellness Center in Owasso. And the answer is, we did not build Michigan's Football Performance Center. But as an alumni and fan, I am very glad someone did, because we finally beat the Buckeyes. I am also glad they are apparently letting the basketball team use that facility now too, the past couple of weeks. Can I get a go blue? Go blue. So if you got this one wrong, or if you're a Spartan fan, you're out of the next round. Of the basketball tourney, I mean. If you have gotten all questions correct, even Sparties, our final round is recent, current, or future projects in Midland. Which one is not a Spence Brothers project? Left hand for Delta College's Midland Center, right hand for the 118 restaurant at the H, left leg for the Bernie Sanders Center for Human Infrastructure, or right leg for the Health Advantage Credit Union? And the answer is, I really don't even know what Midland's share of the $3.5 trillion human infrastructure package could look like, but I did manage to get a preliminary design from Washington of one possibility. Just kidding, of course, but if you want to help Congress fund this, please raise both hands and both feet. Please congratulate anybody who's still standing. I guess that'd be me. And please also help me thank all the organizations who have invested in Midland and helped us achieve our mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Herb. And at this point, I would like to introduce our speaker sponsor, Matt Wiesenhauer of Huntington Bank. So Matt, if you would please join us. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Huntington Bank is honored to serve as the speaker sponsor for today's event. And I have the privilege of introducing Mayor Donker to deliver our keynote address. Maureen Donker has served on the Midland City Council since 2007, and she was elected mayor by her fellow council members in 2009 and has served continuously since then in that role. Maureen currently serves as the chair of the Michigan Municipal League Workers' Compensation Board of Directors, and locally she serves on the Board of Directors of the Arnold Center, Midland Center for the Arts Board of Directors, Midland Center for the Arts Matrix, Midland Advisory Board, Midland County Health and Human Services Council, and the Mid-Michigan Health Advisory Council. Maureen has received numerous awards for her contribution to the community, and she was recognized as the Girl Scouts Woman of Distinction in 2004. She received the Midland Chamber of Commerce Athenia Award in 2010, the League of Women Voters Making Democracy Work in 2010, a Lifetime Achievement Award from the YWCA Great Lakes Bay Region in 2017, and the Community Builder Award for the Michigan Municipal League in 2019. Maureen is employed as the Executive Director of the Reese Endeavor, a local nonprofit that provides housing for individuals with special needs. She also facilitates the Cabot Corporation Community Advisory Panel at their Midland location. Maureen is a proud, lifelong resident of Midland. She is a graduate of Northern Michigan University and the Great Lakes Bay Institute for Leaders. She and her husband, Norm, have 2 children, Aaron and John. Again, welcome, Maureen.
Hello. Whoops. Can you hear me? No, I can. Great. Well, Matt, thank you for that wonderful introduction. And I thank you, my friends at the MBA, for the invitation to be back here. Again, it is so wonderful to be here with all of you, and my thanks to all of you for being here today. I am pleased to be joined by my colleagues on council, Pam Hall, Ward 1, Steve Arnosky, Ward 3, Diane Brown-Wilhelm, Ward 4, and Mayor Pro Tem Marty Waspinski, Ward 5. Some of our staff are here as well, and I'd like to introduce them. Jim Branson, our city attorney, Dave Keenan, our assistant city manager, our newest assistant city manager, Carol Stone, and congratulations on that promotion. And we do have 3 people who joined our leadership team last year: Jared Driscoll, our wastewater director, Matt Lemon, our city engineer, and Josh Mosier, our fire chief. And would all other city staff please stand? And please join me in thanking them for the great job that they do. My thoughts as I was preparing for today kept going back to one single word that stood out more than anything else that I could share with you. It's not a sexy word. In fact, it's a little bit daunting. It certainly isn't usually visionary or strategic. It doesn't make me excited. It sounds, well, exhausting. The word is work. From this podium, during past State of the City addresses, I have talked about the character traits of this community, of all of you, and how those qualities have revealed themselves in our success. Resilience, change readiness, leadership, collaboration, enthusiasm. Those were all topics. Never once did I mention work. But if you think about it, the pandemic and then the flood dramatically changed everything we do, not just our processes and our practices, but how we think and act and feel and see each other. The change is incredibly profound and possibly the most dramatic that I have ever experienced, and maybe some of you feel the same way. Everyone has been touched in their own way by the events of 2020, which still impact us today. What did we do? How did we manage? We worked. We put our heads down and got to the difficult work of recovery. We blended all of those characteristics that I have spoken about, the resilience, the change readiness, the leadership, the collaboration, our enthusiasm. We pulled them all together and put one foot in front of the other. First, it was the emotional things, then the necessary but difficult things, the hard conversations, the impossibly long days, the phone calls, the meetings, the volunteering, the late nights. So much had to be done. So we worked. For years, I have had an article pinned on my bulletin board in the office, and the title is one word: work. I have used that article to remind me time and again that even with all of our planning and visioning, none of it would be possible without actually doing the hard, long, tiresome work that many times we don't expect or want to do. There is a quote in the article that especially stands out. Work touches the heart with fire. It instills zeal in life. It provides purpose and pride. People of talent, willing to sacrifice and work, make the discoveries, write the books, produce the arts, win the campaigns, and I would add, lead their communities out of despair and into recovery. We've all heard the phrase, if not now, then when? If not us, then who? We are the who, and I stand here today to tell you that we're doing it. This is not by accident. We have always had a sense of purpose and the instinctive ability to find the right path, to bring our strengths to bear on the impossible, and here we are. We're surviving, and we will thrive. I want you to know that your work has not been in vain, and my goal today is to remind you all of the things we've accomplished during this past year because of a lot of hard work from every corner of Midland. And I'll begin with the city. At the city, we continue to focus on the goals that work so well for us: economic sustainability, effective utilization of resources, providing services that enhance quality of life. Here's what I see as our three main challenges. The first is staff. While we hope that COVID is getting behind us, the reality is we still need to deal with the after effects of both COVID and the floods that we experienced in 2017 and in 2020. There is a considerable amount of money out there for recovery, both at the federal and state levels, and we need to be sure that we receive our fair share, something that doesn't always happen if we leave it up to the state and federal formulas. It is a top priority for us to aggressively identify and pursue all funds and grants. To that end, staffing enhancements, including the addition of a dedicated grant specialist, has been prioritized and requested in our 2022-23 budget. Our second challenge, staff. One of the perpetual goals that we have had has been to be an effective steward of the resources available to us. And I believe that we take that track record, our track record shows that we have taken that responsibility seriously. However, we cannot keep cutting staff and resources to maintain that goal. Beginning last year and continuing this year, we have been thoroughly reviewing our operations. Now, while some findings have allowed us to shave costs, others have shown that we are falling behind in staffing needs. Simply put, a number of our staff we employ are being stretched too far. So there are strategic additions being considered in the coming budget that propose increases in staff in critical areas like wastewater, water, and public services. Our third challenge, staff. The real elephant in the room is the senior staff requirements over the next 18 to 24 months. We face significant losses in finance, human resources, IT, the attorney's office, and more. Filling positions is becoming more challenging everywhere, and we need to be aggressive and creative in finding ways to ensure that the high level of services that our residents expect do not suffer during this time of transition. At our annual planning session in January, Council's directive to staff, as it relates to the budget, was to maintain services at the highest level possible, to hold the millage rate at 15.14 mills for the 5th consecutive year in a row. I think you should applaud that, frankly. We want to budget the same amount of money in our stormwater and wastewater funds as we did last year for the purpose of flood response programs and activities, and we want to increase our fund reserve balance to $6.5 million. We recently received $5.3 million in ARPA funds, and we did make recommendations for the use of some of that money, with about $1.3 million. With the remaining $4 million, we will be very prudent and deliberate. We want to make sure that we maximize the impact those dollars will have on our community. Now let me tell you about some of the accomplishments from last year and some of the things you're going to be seeing in the future. I realize that in the past, I've stood up here and I've talked about the what. I've never talked about why we do what we do. You know, city government plays an important role in the community, but we are just one element when it comes to the overall concept of community. We work with others to make sure that Midland is a community of choice. In 2014, the Midland County embarked on a strategic planning session called Exploring Our Future. We created a vision statement, Midland, together, forward, bold, an exceptional place where everyone thrives. We identified 4 key performance areas that would help us achieve that vision: building our livelihood, developing our talent, caring for our people, enriching our community. On your table, there is a card that lists these 4 areas and defines them. And as you can see, there's an icon next to each area. As I talk about what we've accomplished this last year and some of the things you'll be seeing in the future, you'll see the icon next to it showing you what performance area it impacts. So what does it take to be a community of choice? It takes a lot of planning. Our world is constantly changing, and if Midland wants to remain a community of choice, we must continue to evolve too. The master plan is one of the most significant things we do, and it sets the stage for the next 25 to 30 years. The Planning Commission is overseeing this process. Last year, we did the Imagine It phase, and during this phase, themes were generated from public input surveys, neighborhood meetings, and reviewing the work being done by others in the community. Over 2,700 people participated in this process, and the following themes emerged: neighborhoods and livability, transportation and mobility, sustainability, and resiliency. This year, it will be the Plan It phase, and we'll take a deeper dive into each of these areas. Public input is critical to a successful master plan, so I ask that you participate in this process. We truly do need your input. Flooding. In 2017 and in 2020, the city of Midland experienced flooding that devastated many properties. We are working diligently to make infrastructure improvements to better handle future flooding events. In 2021, we developed the Concept 5 Sewer Improvement Plan. Concept 5 is all about improving system conveyance and keeping excess stormwater out of our sanitary sewer system, which makes a critical difference during flooding events. To do this, we're working on installing new sewer linings, rehabilitating manholes, improving the piping system, and improving the piping systems to better convey sewer flows. Concept 5 also includes a footing drain disconnection program, which will focus on the hardest hit areas in the Moreland and Whitewood areas. This area of improvement for Midland remains critical and is reflected as a top priority in our city budget. City facilities sustained over $7 million in damages. The hardest hit were Riverside, the library, and the golf course. At Riverside, we have completed the renovation of the dining room, and we hope to have the lower level completed this summer for residents to move in. The library, they're looking forward to celebrating their grand reopening in June in conjunction with their summer reading kickoff program. And at the golf course, the clubhouse on the west course will be fully reopened and operational for the beginning of the 2022 golf season for all you golfers. Okay. Parks and Recreation. The Parks and Recreation Department has completed their 5-year master plan, and they have been doing a lot of things in the community to improve inclusion and accessibility. The Miracle Field is a barrier-free, accessible field for children and adults. We have completed the first phase of that project, and we will play our first game on May 14th. In Central Park, near the band shell, we have added a drop-off area and paved pathways and an accessible patio to better accommodate mobility devices. In Stratford Woods Park, the accessible canoe and kayak launch that had been at Sanford Lake is being relocated to the lake in Stratford Woods. And this has been a very nice collaboration between the County Parks and Recs program and the City Parks and Recs program. And the city also received a $300,000 grant from the Michigan National Resources Trust Fund to complete phase 2 of the Upper Emerson renovation. This will include accessible pathways and an accessible overlook and fishing platform, and this work will begin next year. Our police department has a new look, and this effort was led by the officers themselves. They have a changed color scheme on their patches, and the patrol cars all have a new look. Our school resource officers' cars also now reflect their respective school colors and their mascots. Diversity, equity, inclusion is a major effort in our community, and we focus on it at a city staff level as well. All 450 employees have been trained in unintended bias, diversity and inclusion, and in identifying harassment and bullying in the workplace. And our Citizens Academy, we welcomed their 15th class in February. This program is becoming a model for other communities, and it was recently featured in the Michigan Municipal Magazine. And soon we will have 358 graduates. At the city, we place a high value on communications and transparency. Here are all the ways that we communicate with the public. Even with all of that, we are always looking for new ways. TikTok is our newest communication platform, and if you are on social media, you may see yourself in a TikTok video after today's events. We'll see. Now let me tell you what others are doing in the community to make Midland a community of choice. Our foundations. We are so fortunate to have so many engaged and generous foundations. Last year, they invested more than $39 million in Midland County. United Way. By United Way standards, Midland United Way is a small United Way. By per capita giving, it is second only to West Palm Beach, Florida in giving. And I think that you should applaud yourself for that. Midland Public Schools. They work very hard to provide a firm educational foundation for our kids, and they are launching 2 new programs next year: an advanced learning program for students in grades 1 through 5, and an early middle college program where students will be able to earn 60 college credits before they graduate from high school. In the last 4 months, we have had 2 Midland Public School graduates make national news. Nathan Oley became the president and CEO of the world's largest economic development association. And Marcia Reike, she was valedictorian of her class at Midland High. She has played a lead role in the design team for both the Hubble telescope and the James Webb telescope, which was launched on Christmas Day last year. Her work will impact the world for years to come, and I think it says the sky's the limit for our kids. Yay. And I want to just say thank you. I saw Mike here. I want to thank the school administration, the staff, the teachers, the board for all that they're doing. I know it's a challenging time out there for everyone. Broadband. We now know more than ever that high-speed internet access is important to our community. Virtual learning, working from home, virtual medicine, we've done it all in the last 2 years. Because of this, the Business Alliance, Midland County, Midland Area Community Foundation, and local experts have come together and formed a work group. Their goal is to identify high-priority areas and cost-effective measures to deliver high-speed internet throughout Midland County. And last year, the Business Alliance formed a task force to examine any infrastructure issue that impacts the quality of life and economic vitality in Midland. Their two initial primary areas of focus are the legacy flooding challenges and the related sanitary sewer issues. Last week, they had a huge success. They received $1.65 million in federal appropriations for Mid-Michigan. I think we should just thank the MBA for this wonderful work that they're doing for our community. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have many businesses and organizations that are working on this in the community. And I want to thank all of our community partners and all of you that participated in the We Hear You survey last year. Those results were rolled out in November, and there are 6 areas that are being focused on: socioeconomics, government structure and representation, healthcare, housing, policing and criminal justice, and demographics. As information becomes available, they will be reporting back to the community, and I think there's a website that you can go to right now if you want to look at the results of that survey. Communities of excellence. We are in year 3 of the Baldrige Communities of Excellence work. The goal of this work is to improve our community's performance and eventually our quality of life. We have 2 areas that we are focusing on: supporting workforce success and developing and retaining talent. We have an advisory committee for this, and if anyone would like to become a part of it, they would welcome your participation. You can contact the Community Foundation and they will be happy to sign you up. Public art. It's one of the ways we add beauty and vibrancy to our community. Public Arts Midland is a collaborative group working to build a sense of belonging between people and their community through public art. Last year, we saw 2 new murals in downtown. One was the fox on the side of Twice as Nice that was created during the Summer Art Fair, and the other is the Scenes of Midland mural, which is located under the M20 bridge. This year, Public Arts Midland is focusing on transforming ordinary components of the community into beautiful art pieces. We need to watch social media for updates, and we'll find out what's going to be transformed. I'm looking forward to that. The Great Lakes Bay Invitational will be back again this summer, and once again, we're going to be welcoming some of the best female golfers to the Midland Country Club. It is scheduled for the week of the July 10th through 16th. This tournament is so much more than just golf. There's a STEM center for youth will be back, sustainability programs, veterans programs, and there will be lots of activities in our downtown and much more. Last year, during the week of the tournament, more than $2.2 million was spent in Midland alone. They need volunteers, and if you are interested, go to their website. They'll be happy to sign you up. The Visitors and Convention Bureau received $380,000 from the U.S. Economic Development Administration to assist them in developing a strategic master plan that will include a tourism master plan and a recovery communication plan. Tourism plays a big role in Michigan's economy, and it plays a big role in our economy also. 2019 was our highest year ever for overnight stays. Now, 2020 was a bust, but in 2021, overnight stays almost matched the 2019 overnight stays. Now, here's what's interesting about that number, is that there was almost no business and conference travel in 2021. So people staying in hotels were here because of tourism. Now, let's take a walk around the community. Costco. I have to start with Costco. Their business is thriving, and they have more than 35,000 members and really have been a wonderful addition to our community, not just because they're Costco, but they have also been a great community partner and are always looking for new ways to get involved. One of the things they did last year was that they provided all of the candy for the Halloween event that was held downtown. Dow. May 18th is Dow's 125th anniversary. They have certainly had impact on our community, and we have so much because of them. I think we have a lot to be thankful for. Earlier this year, they announced that they would be expanding their R&D facilities. This is a $100 million investment in their Midland site. Exalt, the battery plant. Over the last 2 years, they've invested $40 million into the company, and they are working to create 120 new jobs. Green Hills Apartments. Green Hills provides housing for some of our most vulnerable citizens. And in March of 2021, they welcomed back 185 tenants to completely restored and updated building that had been closed due to a fire since 2017. It really is nice to have that housing back on the market. Our community center, part of Greater Midland. They have played an important role in our community for more than 100 years, and it has evolved and changed as the community has changed. Their services range from providing high-quality childcare to their wonderful senior center, and they have so many offerings in between. On an average Saturday, more than 4,000 people walk through their doors. This summer, they're going to begin construction on their new energy-efficient, state-of-the-art facility. Center City, it's our second oldest business district, and the board there has been working years because I've talked about it every year, to gather funding to enhance that area. This summer, they're going to begin to see the fruits of their efforts. Along Saginaw Road from Dartmouth to Patrick, we will be constructing 8-foot wide sidewalks and adding new light posts and landscaping. These changes will really enhance the look of the area and will benefit the businesses and the surrounding communities. At the fairgrounds, they're looking forward to opening their state-of-the-art equestrian facility this coming May. This is a $3.5 million investment, and this will be the second largest facility of its kind in the state of Michigan. Now, after many years of looking at the abandoned old Holiday Inn, it was demolished in December, and if that doesn't, yeah. I just want to say thank you to Jim Branson and to Judge Mike Carpenter because they were instrumental in that work. So thank you very much. And I think we're all looking forward to see what's going to come next for that property. Northwood University. We are their home, and they opened up their doors in Midland 63 years ago today. Last fall, they welcomed 364 new freshman students. I love how they welcome their students. They put them on a bus, they give them vouchers, they take them downtown, and they say, go explore. When they come back, this is what they say. We are Midland's University. While you're here, it is your city. We want you to be respectful, and we want you to get involved. And they provide all kinds of opportunities during the year for the students to do just that. They have the Make a Difference Day where they're out volunteering in the community. They have a Veterans Day program. They pass out flags. They participate in Neighboring Week. And the students even wrapped presents downtown during Holly Jolly Days. I think it is wonderful that they are teaching their students the importance of giving back to their community. My Michigan Health. I'm getting used to it, sorry. In December, Mid-Michigan Health became My Michigan Health. They are a growing organization, and they now have a medical center in Sault Ste. Marie and affiliations with centers in St. Ignace and Mackinac Island. I think this new name is really more reflective of who they serve. In April, My Michigan Medical Center Midland will break ground on the new Party Cancer Center. This will be a $61.5 million project and will be located at the current Towsley building location. It will take about 2 years to complete this project. And in May, My Michigan will celebrate the opening of the Rogers Family Wellness Park at 3611 North Saginaw Road. This is going to be a wonderful addition to that part of town. This park will feature a young kids zone, a tweed kids zone, an adult fitness area, as well as walking trails, restrooms, on-site parking, and a future space for a basketball court. I think all of these accomplishments are a tribute to the legacy that Diane left to our community. Midland Center for the Arts. After what felt like a very long intermission, Midland Center for the Arts is once again bringing our community together for in-person experience of art, science, and history. And now that they're gathering, they are going to celebrate their 50th anniversary of the center with a wonderful gala event and concert on May 14th. As they celebrate their history, they're also looking ahead to the future. You know, we know that the center was deeply impacted by the flood of 2020, and this spring they will unveil exciting plans that will show repairs and improvements to that facility. Dow Gardens. Big things are happening at Dow Gardens, and this summer they will have big bug sculptures done by David Rogers for all of us to enjoy. In July, they're going to be opening their newly renovated and expanded conservatory. And last year, 166,000 people visited Dow Gardens. For the second year in a row, downtown gave us pedestrian plazas and the commons area, creating a wonderful, vibrant space for people to enjoy. They will be back in June. Bird scooters flew into town last year, and they will be back again this summer, and I believe that some of them have already landed, to be honest with you. And the highly anticipated Three Bridges Distillery opened to rave reviews earlier this month. And on the corner of Rod and Indian, they are building the new home of Stiefel Investing. This is a Shaheen development project, and we are very happy that they are investing here in town. The Dow Diamond has been a catalyst for so much change in our downtown. 15 years ago, the Loons played their very first game at Dow Diamond, and this year they will begin a full season with opening day on April 8th. We are pleased to say that they are not being impacted by any of the changes in the Major League, what's going on with Major League Baseball. I'm also pleased to say that the Loons are joining the group of individuals, businesses, and organizations that are working on enhancing well-being in our community. The Loons were chosen as a partner in the Masters in Applied Positive Psychology program at the University of Pennsylvania. And this is the 8th year in a row that an organization from Midland has been chosen to be a part of that program. I want to leave you with 3 principles that I think about often. The first, no matter what you accomplished, somebody helped you. And I truly believe that. The second, it's what you do when you don't feel like doing it that makes the difference between success and failure. And we know this so well after the last 2 years. And the third is you don't get to choose what happens to you, but you do get to choose how you reacted to it. You reacted, and you reacted beautifully. You've done great work. It is an honor to work alongside of all of you. Midland, together, forward, bold, an exceptional place where everyone thrives. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Donker, for that outstanding update. City Council, city staff, we are so fortunate to that leadership, but thank you so much, Mayor. Now I'm going to turn the program over to our friend, Sharon Mortensen. Sharon is the President CEO for the Midland Area Community Foundation, and we're so pleased to have the Community Foundation back at the State of the City address to make a special presentation. So please welcome Sharon.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and many thanks to Mayor Donker and our other city council members and our entire city team for their service over the past year. And really thanks to our entire community for the way that we have worked together to help our neighbors and to passionately live our vision, together, forward, bold, an exceptional place where everyone thrives. In partnership with the Midland Business Alliance and the City of Midland, we present an award each year called the Citizenship Award at the annual State of the City address. This year, we're excited to present this award for the first time to a couple. And this award, let me tell you a little bit about why this award was founded. It's to recognize an individual, or in this case, individuals, who are unselfishly committed to making the community a better place by encouraging and helping others to employ civility, respect, and inclusiveness to make a difference. This award is not for volunteerism, it's not for leadership or philanthropy, but rather it's to call attention to the importance of how individuals engage in their community, looking for ways to bring about positive change. And it's important to note, and thanks to John Lynch for this distinction, that there's a fundamental difference between being a resident and being a citizen. A citizen is engaged, they're active, and they strive to make the community a better place. Additionally, a citizen brings ideas and concerns forward in a constructive way, a respectful way, in the face of societal inclination toward divisive behavior that we see today. The goal of granting this award is to highlight the work of largely unheralded individuals who go about the doing in a manner that renders them an example to which other citizens would aspire to replicate. The award is meant to recognize individuals who are largely under the radar as they go about engaging in dialogue and action to bring about positive community change. So today, I'm very excited to introduce you to this year's award winners, Erin and Renee Decrow. As mentioned earlier, this is the first time, yeah, we should give them an applause here. And we're going to bring them up in just a minute so you get to see and congratulate them as well. And as mentioned earlier, this is the first time we've awarded this to a couple. They're founders and owners of Live Oak Coffee House and are real estate developers in the Midtown Midland area. Together, they spearheaded the Midtown Neighborhood Association and Grove Park revitalization efforts. They've made Midland their home, and I would say they are true citizens of Midland since 1997, so nearly 25 years. Renee is also a photographer for Captured Studio and a member of the Ashman Collective marketing firm. They both seek opportunities to serve the community. Erin serves on the Planning Commission for the city, and Renee serves on Public Arts Midland. Erin works as a chemical engineer sourcing manager for Dow. Renee loves being a member of Midland's Wellbeing Coalition and is passionate about creating spaces for others to pause, connect, create, and grow. She desires to help people feel seen, heard, and loved. Erin is passionate about improving what's in front of him, whether a blighted 16,600 square foot commercial building, which now we would not look at that as blighted at all, or an abandoned home in the area that needs repair and just a good neighbor to make it their home. One of their favorite quotes is, "Show me, don't just tell me." And those of us that have the pleasure to work with them see them practice this on a daily basis. They do go to work. From high school sweethearts to business partners, Renee and Erin have been married for 26 years and are parents to 2 young adults and 2 teenagers, so they're still in the throes of raising children. A quote that inspires them is, "When you have more than you need, build a longer table and not a higher fence." This inspires them to live life loving and sharing their gifts with others. Practicing hospitality, creating and nurturing community, and capturing beauty in its many forms is their shared mission together. The Midland Area Community Foundation, along with the Midland Business Alliance and the City of Midland, are proud to recognize Erin and Renee Decrow as our Citizenship Award winners. Renee and Erin exemplify what it means to be citizens who go about setting an example of how to carry out business in a respectful and inclusive manner. Their ongoing service and conduct set an example for us all. So please join me in recognizing Renee and Erin as recipients of our 2022 Citizenship Award. In addition, a donation will be made to the community organization of Erin and Renee's choice in their honor. So let's bring them up and recognize them. Moment there. All right. So thank you for helping to recognize our awardees, and Have a wonderful afternoon. I'll turn it back over to Tony here.
Well, thank you, Sharon, and congratulations. We join with Sharon, as she said, congratulate Aaron and Renee on being honored for the Citizenship Award. So this concludes our program. I want to thank our mayor, Maureen Donker, for those wonderful, inspiring comments, our event sponsor, Spence Brothers, our speaker sponsor, Huntington Bank. We want to thank the Midland Area Community Foundation with the Citizenship Award. And I want to thank all of you for joining us here. It's great to be back together. It's wonderful to see all of you. And thank you so much for all you do, and hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.